I already loved the Primal product and was a customer of Primal Alternative. And I was listening to H's podcast and I thought it'd be a great opportunity, and it actually sounded like the perfect job for me.
We were in a situation where I just wanted to boost my family's income quite quickly and I guess easily, but at the same time not losing any of the lifestyle we have and any of the time I have with my family and my kids. I already had a registered kitchen because I do run another baking business from my kitchen. I make wedding cakes and celebration cakes. And I guess as well what was, different to the wedding cake and celebration cake type business that I do is it's not as seasonal. So wedding cakes, birthday cakes, that can be very seasonal, particularly where we live. A lot of destination weddings down here, and there is like a wedding season. Whereas the Primal Alternative stuff, it's weekly, it's all the time. I'm getting orders, every week. There's markets every week. So that really appealed to me, that it was so constant and so steady. Easy as well. Really aligned with everything I could do at home and still supporting our family and that lifestyle that we want.
It was a time of sea change in my life, 30 years of martial arts. But it was time to spend a bit more time at home because I had children later in life, and it's probably the best thing I ever did because I was ready for it. We purchased the franchise basically in October. So it gave me some time to practice because I've never baked before. I mean, I am a barbecue extraordinaire, but baking's not the same, so it took me a while to get the hang of it, and I found I really enjoy it.
As soon as I started and was announced as a Primalista in the area, I was inundated with orders immediately. That blew me away how big it was and how well known and how familiar the brand is everywhere already. So that was so nice to kind of step into almost just this ready-made little business. Here you go, it's kind of all set up for you. As opposed to, when I started my baking business years and years ago, I did have to start from scratch and kind of get my name out there. And it's a lot of word of mouth. It really, really is.
I have been lucky enough to get a supplier within the first month of having my Primalista license. I do have an upcoming market that I will be starting weekly on a Sunday. And I do have a few customers. I've actually been lucky enough to be able to bake one day a week, every week.
The silver lining, so to speak, is that our deliveries. We do a lot on Facebook and Instagram, etc. We've been advertising lockdown deliveries, and all of a sudden we've just got a nice rush of good deliveries, people wanting food delivered to their door, non-contact of course, which is nice and easy. So in actual fact, this sort of started our delivery business, so I'm pretty happy with that. That's one of the silver linings in our lockdown at the moment.
Going through the registration process years ago was really, really simple, really straightforward. My local council was great. They gave me a checklist of everything I had to do. And it's just that, it's a checklist. You go through it, you make sure you've got everything in order. They come and have a look. And so I never had any problems. It was really straightforward and easy to do.
Going through council was certainly an experience, but they're just people. I found that if you make personal contacts there, just stick to one or two people, they'll get you through. And that's how it turned out. So I was pretty happy with the way that went. I was expecting a long process, probably shorter than I expected.
Has taken me about 5 months to get my full food registration. They were willing to do the packet mixes, which I was open to, but every time I put in a application, there was a roadblock that I had to overcome. With my first application, they came back saying that I needed to have a 3-bowl sink. I provided a temporary sink that I got from a local kitchen store. They also told me I needed a separate packing bench, and I popped in a little movable stainless steel bench, and I also needed to have a separate fridge. So I was lucky enough to have the space in my kitchen to have a separate fridge just for Primal Alternative products. just be positive, keep a positive attitude, because it really does get you through. It might take a little bit longer, but you just have to look at it as a learning experience. And it gave me an opportunity to really map out what I wanted, not just jump in there. It just opened up a lot of doors. And it taught me so much about myself, because in a business, there are going to be roadblocks, but it's the attitude and how we overcome those roadblocks that make us stronger.
Once you sort of get your head around the methodology of how to do things, I found it quite easy. It's very methodical. It's, faff-free, as you like to say, so it's pretty good. So I think preparations are key. I found it quite easy to follow the recipe. And again, going online, listen, I'm not sure about this. Anyone's come across this problem before? Everyone has, forgetting things and putting things and temperatures, learning the differences in ovens.
I have left my job that no longer suited our lifestyle. I feel so good. I actually didn't realise how much negativity it brought into our home and our life. And I just feel so good about it. I literally feel like the world has been lifted off my shoulders.
I think because I've worked from home for so long on my cake business, it's just kind of assumed that if I'm home, I'm working. So it's been really good to just sit down and go, no, my work hours are between 9 and 12 or 9 and 1, and then that's it. Then I'm knocked off, and then I'm mum Amie, or I'm friend Amie, or I'm wife Amie.
It's a complete 180 time difference wise, because I'm at home most of the time now, as opposed to always being away. The new skills, I like that. I like learning new skills. I like being, in the martial parlance, being a white belt again. I was up there before, now I'm down at the bottom, head chef, but head cleaner as well. So I like that. And learning skills, it's been an intellectual challenge as well as that sort of physical challenge, and I like that.
Just a lot more confidence within myself. I think mainly because I am filling my own cup, essentially. And through the process of council, I did have to put on my mama bear pants. And that has just given me the confidence to be able to soar through the rest of the process. And yeah, it's just made my confidence grow, because it's something that I love doing, being in the kitchen and baking. Yeah, so a lot more confident. Just given me the life that I never thought was possible to have. I do have a stockist at the moment who currently has the packet mixes in store and the granolas. So I bake for them probably about once a month. Then I will be baking Mondays and Fridays for customers. Today I've got 4 orders, and it's mainly granolas. I've got biscuits, a couple of breads and some pizza bases. And then Fridays I'll be baking a full range for my markets over the weekend. So I probably about 2 to 3 hours when I bake at the moment.
The turnover in the recipes that you can do is crazy. That's blown me away. And I think maybe coming from like the cake baking side has kind of surprised me as well, because cakes kind of take a long time in the oven, and the decorating and all that. But the Primal Alternative stuff's super, super quick. So I could make, easy 20 loaves, 20 to 30 loaves. And then, how many batches? About 4 or 5 batches of the granolas. Most
of my orders are approximately between $30 to $50 per order. Last week I turned over $287 for the week. That's without markets. That was my first week of baking as well, so I thought that was pretty good. Actually, I was really happy with that. And this week, so far, with markets, I'm hoping to probably do about $500.
Now that we're starting the Saturday markets, so basically I cook at the moment on Bake Friday and also Monday. Because Monday we bake for our deliveries, I deliver on Tuesdays. So again, we're trying to get this delivery business going. So Friday is my baking day for the markets, and Monday is my baking day for deliveries. We've been on this path for, the more ketogenic, low carbohydrate path, maybe 8 years now, and following famous and heroes like Mark Sisson, who we know very well, guys like Professor Tim Noakes, even here, Professor Peter Bruckner, he does the sugar by half stuff here. But because I realised training, you know, I had in my clubs, I had people training 4 and 5 times a week and still not what I consider healthy. They were fit, they were strong, but you can see they were carrying a lot extra weight. So obviously it's what you eat. You can train all day, but really, unless you really tweak your food. So that's when I became interested in, you know, how our bodies react to certain foods and what we've been told over the years. And, you know, it's always good to challenge people and listen to people who are smarter than you. And I found that ketogenic diet's been fantastic for me. And I know from men, very stubborn, men will do what they're told, but you've got to show them the logic. And if you show them the logic, they'll follow it.
I chose the Platinum membership just because of where I was at in my life. I knew I needed a little bit of a support network, just someone who was on the same page essentially and in the same, well, a like-minded person. I essentially have access to H through WhatsApp for 6 months. I get a Zoom meeting with H once a month, where for an hour where we can discuss my goals, business, just get everything off your chest. It just gave me an opportunity to keep the business at the forefront of my mind while I wasn't baking or producing, and just also gave me a different perspective. And yeah, the support was just phenomenal through like everything. I just really needed that extra support of someone who is like-minded, really. For
guys who would, where, you know, you love your barbecue, you love cooking, why wouldn't you love baking? You know, it's actually quite a relaxing, non-stressful thing to do at home. It's actually very satisfying when you actually make things, you know, I found that. And look, why sit on the fence? People say life's too short. I don't say life's too short. I say life is wasted time. You know, life's not short. It's just people tend to waste a lot of time. Why wouldn't you do something like this? Why not? It's not why. The question is why not? Give it a try.
Yeah, just do it. It's really fun. It's easy. If you love baking, like if you even just like baking, just do it.
Just do it. There are going to be roadblocks. Don't be nervous. Everybody is so supportive. It's unbelievable. So just jump in there and do it. You won't regret it.